Hashem Shalom Aleichem, friends, continues our series, Who is Right? I'm asking you. So this part is only the answer to the question that we presented in a previous video. Please pause it and watch the original question, and they try to answer it. Now, for all others, we continue. So Rabbi Lev Leib Lerner, the biggest, one of the biggest rabbis in our generation. So he answered to this guy, right, about the device. Is it allowed to leave the device that blocks the cell phones? By this, he would save a majority of congregation from disrespecting the sanctity of the shul, right, when the cell phone ring in the middle of the prayers. But a rabbi should still consider the doctor's needs, meaning the doctor who said, I cannot be without my cell phone because I'm on duty. If something, the emergency happens, I need to know and run to the hospital. So why should he suffer and be left out of the davening because of thoughtless people who wrongly leave the cell phones on in a shul, right? So it's one person's needs, this doctor on a duty, and the rest of the people. So whom this holy Gabbai is trying to save from desecration of the shul. And Rabbi Lev Leib Lerner brings the comparison to our situation from Mishnah Peah 4.1, which discusses the laws of Peah. Peah is a corner of the field. One of the gifts to the poor people that owner of the produce should leave for poor people to pick up, right, to collect. And strictly speaking, the field's owner should leave the produce as is and let the poor people come and harvest themselves. So he has nothing to do with his produce, even though it is his field. But if all of the poor people ask the owner to pick up, to pick it up, right, for them and distribute it among them, he may. So meaning as a favor, be it he's an owner or another like a private citizen, he can do it for them. There's no problem, right? So as a favor, it's not halacha, but as a favor. However, if even one poor person demands his right to pick his own produce, then even if 100 poor people argue against him, the one person wins because he follows halacha the way it's supposed to be. The owner leaves the corner of the field, and whoever is qualified, all of the poor people, they can come and take whatever they want. So the same can be said in our case, as Rabbi Lev Leib Lerner. Using the device to block out phone signals would benefit everyone else in the shul. It would save them from desecration of shul, right? Sanctity of the synagogue. Like, can you imagine everybody's praying and now the cell phone is ringing? It's big desecration. However, the doctor has a right to demand, right, that halacha is supposed to be the straightforward way, that he's allowed to have his cell phone on because he's on duty of saving lives, and that's it. So he wants to be able to pray in a shul, and even if he's right, contradict the benefit of 100 other people, because again, he follows straightforward halacha, and they actually, the rest of the people are sinners. So incidentally, Rabbi Yisrael Salanter used the same Mishnah, right, from Tractate Peah, to decide who is right in common argument, whether to leave the window open or closed. Window open or closed. Right, in the winter, when windows are closed, to keep out the cold, one person has a right to demand it's closed even 100 wants it open, because it's common custom in the winter to have it closed. 100 people say it's too hot and one say it's too cold, we have to close for him. And the same is true about summer. So when the windows are usually open, right, for the fresh air, and one person has a right to demand it's open, even 100 people say no, it's too cold. So from here we see that halacha is not so simple. We not go by emotions, but we go by the Torah law. Learn with us and behold.